Wow, this game really impacted me. And this is something that I've seen a lot of people say about this game. It seems to have impacted a lot of people, which is really good. But I think it might have impacted me in a little bit of a different way than I've seen most people talk about. But let's talk about what Wanderstop is all about first. Big thank you and shout out to Ivy Road for sending a key over for me to check out Wanderstop and review the game. I really appreciate it. Wanderstop is currently available for Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, so if you want to pick up the game for yourself, I'll leave all the links down below. Wanderstop is a narrative-centric game about change and tea. You play as Alta, a fallen fighter who finds herself managing a tea shop within a magical forest. But Alta doesn't want to be here, and if she gets her way, the tea shop will be nothing but a brief, painful memory. No, she's a fighter. Why would anyone insist on turning the world's greatest champion warrior into a docile shopkeeper? During your time at Wanderstop, which is the name of the tea shop that you will be managing as Alta in the game, you'll speak with many travelers who pass through the shop. You'll learn about their stories and make teas that they really want with flavors they'll really enjoy. Stuff that's just right for them. You make tea by using a mysterious machine where you can boil water, mix a bunch of different ingredients, and then pour the tea into whatever cool looking cup that you have. I had like the really cool fancy cups. I really like them. I thought they were cute and I was trying to collect as many as I could. But you can go ahead and give it to them and they will be very thankful if it's a flavor or a type of tea that they really wanted. You can even make and pour tea for yourself. I really enjoyed the variety of customers and travelers that you encounter throughout the game. As the game progressed, there are a lot of variety of characters that you can meet with a lot of different backstories, and I honestly really started to love some of them and felt really sad when they had to say goodbye to you and go about their travels. Amongst the many things that you can do in your downtime between customers, like tidying things up, decorating your shop, you can also do a lot of gardening and basically mixing up different plants to make new fruit plants. I really loved this, honestly. I loved getting to see what I could make up and discover all of the different plants that you can in the game. Each one has a different flavor palette or a different kind of effect on the person who drinks it, and you have a nice field guide that kind of keeps all of that information together as you unlock each different fruit plant, and I really appreciated that. I actually really loved and found honestly relaxing the little gardening aspect of this game, and just getting all the ingredients to make more and more teas, and they can be different colors and look kind of funky and cool as you mix them together, and I really liked that. And if you can make some of these teas and drink them as Alta, you'll actually get to learn a little more about Alta. Just find a nice quiet place to sit in the beautiful garden that you have before you around Wanderstop, and you'll get to learn a little bit about Alta as she drinks different teas and gets the different effects from each tea. So definitely make a bunch of them for her to drink. The music in this game was created by none other than the creator of Minecraft's music, C418. The music is a perfect blend of wonderment and calm. I often found myself really enjoying the music, especially when each character kind of has their own music, and I was just really excited to talk to the character, especially the ones I enjoyed. I liked their music a little more just because I was a little biased at that point because I like that character, but it was great all around. It had like sources, like I said, of wonderment and adventure, sometimes very calm and relaxing, and it's just a really great soundtrack to go with the beautiful visuals of the garden as it can change, and I just really enjoyed it. It really set the tone for the world building. The story in the game is something that I'm not going to get into great detail. I'm not going to tell you like exact points and things that happen in the game because I think it's definitely something that the creators would want you to experience for yourself, and I want you to experience for yourself. I don't want to spoil any of that. The game touches on many topics, especially burnout. Burnout can happen to anyone for a lot of reasons. It could be working on a project and overworking yourself. It could also be because of stress piling up in your daily life. There's many reasons burnout can happen to someone. As I mentioned, Alta in the game is a fighter, and she was recently undefeated, and she's unsure why this is happening, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about the story of the game. She kind of learns about this as the story progresses, and you learn more about maybe how she got to the place she is in currently in the game. I definitely related to her story as a fighter personally, but not in the literal way of being a fighter, a little bit more figuratively, but I'll explain. I've mentioned before that I grew up in a rough environment as a child. I am the oldest of my siblings, and in a way, I too had to become a fighter, an emotional fighter who took on or given burdens that were too big for a child to bear. I worked hard for years and years to keep my siblings afloat through many different circumstances and situations, and never took the time to slow down and truly care for myself physically, emotionally, and mentally. In the past few years, I too, like Alta, have hit a wall like she does in the game, where it feels like I can't pick up my figurative or emotional mental sword and keep on fighting another day. I just run out of energy in every sense extremely quickly, like the will to fight is just sapped from me immediately. And this is something that I've been working on recently in therapy. I've mentioned before that I've recently been able to go to therapy, which has been very helpful for me. Very difficult, but definitely has helped me to find, to honestly understand why this was happening to me, because I didn't even realize why I couldn't just keep fighting another day and pushing myself like I always have. I think this game honestly came at a perfect time for me because of my going through this kind of restructuring of how I handle things for myself, and taking more time for myself, and just actually letting myself heal or focus on myself in any way, as I always put myself dead last if I even got to myself at the end of the day after helping everybody else and doing everything else that I thought I needed to be doing. Recently working on learning how to actually just relax and take a break, and, saying to myself, Tatiana, it's okay if you can't do this today, or just, Tatiana, focus on yourself today, like actually do something you want to do today, don't just do what you think you have to do, has been very interesting. I've definitely been learning to set healthy boundaries for myself and what I can and can't do, and not to keep these unrealistic expectations of myself that I need to keep fighting to this level that is unattainable every single day. And I think there were just so many aspects of the game that, and even other characters, like not just Alta, but other characters you kind of come across and the way that they think about things they need to do. I really appreciated it, and it's a game that really came at just the right time for me, I think, and honestly is going to help me, I think, heal on my journey, my mental health and journey that I've been going on recently. And I definitely think if you enjoy games that have these meaningful messages, that are story-centric, but still have simple and fun gameplay intertwined with these beautiful scenes and scenery with lovely music, emotional music, and some of this cozy cuteness in the game that's there as well, then this is definitely going to be one that you're probably going to want to check out. And not miss out on this one. The game works on Steam Deck with some tweaking of the graphic settings, kind of turning them down to help with your battery or just to help it run its frame rate run better. It is verified as playable on the Steam Deck, and this is because you have to do some of that tweaking. I did find that even though I did do some of those adjustments, it ate my battery really quickly, like within an hour to an hour and a half, it was completely dead from 100%. It did eat up the battery, but I did enjoy playing it on there. I would honestly say I split my time between my PC and Steam Deck pretty evenly. The game took me I think it was just about 11 hours that I played the game for, and the game can take anywhere from 10 to 15 hours to play, so it's not a super long one, but honestly, they don't ever have to be super long, because it's super meaningful. As long as games are fun and super meaningful, or something that you enjoy, to me, it just doesn't matter how long it is. It could have been 100 hours, it could have been 2 hours. As long as I'm having fun and enjoying it and getting that message, then I enjoyed it. And I really loved this one, honestly. And I just took my time playing it, which is why this video is a little later, because as I was playing it, I just realized how personal it was starting to feel for me, and I really just wanted to take my time and not rush through and push through just to try and get a video out. I wanted to really experience the game. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support on the channel and watching these little review videos. And big thank you again for the key. Thank you, Ivy Road, for sending one out to me. I really, really appreciate the support. It helps a ton for me to be able to check out games that honestly I may not have ever checked out or may not have heard of. So I just really, really appreciate it. I really loved my time with it. It really impacted me and really helped to solidify things I've been learning in therapy, like I mentioned, and to take that time. And it really means something personal to me. And honestly, when the credits rolled at the very end, I was very emotional. I couldn't really cry because I think I was just, sometimes when I'm so emotional, I can't cry. It's kind of, some of you probably can relate to that. And so I kind of just sat there and I really just sat there for like a solid, maybe like 7 minutes watching the credits and appreciating everyone who worked on the game, but also just thinking about the game and how it is going to impact my life and all of that. It was very, very good game, and I really, really did enjoy it. So again, if you want to check out the game, I will leave links down below. It's on Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, so you can choose your platform of choice and play it there, and I'll leave that in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay safe, hug your loved ones, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!